Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are more than welcome to join us for the Prem Predictions show. We're at week 10 already. Can you believe we're at week 10 already? I certainly can't. This season is absolutely flying by, and we have 10 fantastic matches ahead of us, as usual. And to join me today is a man who's probably fed up with the fact that Newport lost again last night, but I'm delighted to welcome him back to the channel. Is Mr. Mike Green. How are you, mate?
First of all, thank you for getting me on yet again. It's been a while, but worth the wait. And yeah, you say 10 games in. God, I want this season to end already, and we're only in October, and I want it to end already. But yeah, thanks for getting me on, mate. Really,
no, not a problem, not a problem at all. And nice and bright and early. And True Red is in as well. Hello. We will obviously speak about Forest. And I have to say, I am happy that you're sticking with Steve Cooper for the time being, at least.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I don't think it's nice. I don't think it was the right decision anyway to get rid of him anyway. But yeah, it's just
he's built this at Forest. You got to give him the chance to gel what he's built.
Aye, absolutely. Hello, Liz. Thank you very much for tuning in. Very, very good morning to you. Good morning, Chris Welsh. Good morning. Winter is coming, lads, and snowflakes have arrived already. I saw your tweet, Chris. I don't know what to say, mate. I do not know what to say. Top 10 battles. I think you are new around here. Newport to lose 4-0. Oh, wait, wrong predictions. And Mike's only saving grace is Garvin Price in darts. Yeah, absolutely. And morning, Pan of Scouse. Hope you're well. Hope you're well as well. But
it's weird saying morning on a stream. I will admit that it does feel weird morning on a.
It does. It does indeed. It's me. Oh, Brad. Yeah. Oh, he's had a rebrand. He's had a rebrand change. Ah, there we go.
Hi, Brad. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, Leicester.
Hope you're good, Brad. Hope you're good. I like this top 10 battles. That's a very interesting name for your channel. I did like a matter of opinion. Let me just say, but yeah, but no, I do like that. Michael, he wakes up in the afternoons. 6:30 a.m. here. Yeah.
What made last night worse is we had a police escort, so I didn't get home until 12 o'clock. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I just want to get out of there, man. Being stuck in Swindon for 45 minutes after the game, seeing Swindon fans whoop. Oh God.
It's not the best. It's not the best. But anyway, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe the way you can to support the channel. So last week, I had a very, very good week. I actually got 3 perfect scores last week. I got Arsenal 3, Tottenham 1 right. I got Chelsea Palace right. And I also got West Ham Wolves right. I came away with 11 points, so I was very, very happy with that. My guest, Jersey Boy, didn't have the best of weeks, but he actually had 1 perfect score with the West Ham against Wolves. So I did win. So that means that currently it is 4 apiece between me and the guest. And I did actually beat everyone in the comments as well, but the high scorers were Hassan Ali and Sportcat1 with 8 points. So very, very difficult week, it has to be said. But we will move on to match week 10.
I'll try and do it for the guest to put us 5-4 up, Doug. Sorry, mate.
Absolutely. But the first game is 2 sides who had pretty good results at the weekend. Bournemouth against Leicester City. Bournemouth obviously 0-0 against Brentford. Probably the better team, you'd have to say. Probably the better team. They should have probably won that game. Leicester 4-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Obviously, I was on the watch along with Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Leicester were very, very good. Leicester were very, very good. Now, I have to ask you this, Mike. James Maddison, should he be on the plane going to the World Cup for England?
Should he be on the plane? Yes. Should he start? No. I think he's definitely good enough to be in that 23-man squad, but I think they're going to extend it like they did for the Euros when they to a 26-man squad. So he should definitely be in there. But for me, I think Foden gets ahead of him. I think if he plays Grealish as a number 10, maybe he gets ahead of him for what he offers. But Maddison definitely deserves to go 100%.
Yeah. Have you been impressed with Bournemouth ever since their 9-0 defeat against Liverpool? Because I have to say that since Gary O'Neill's come in, they actually haven't lost a game. They've been unbeaten.
Yeah, I was going to say Gary O'Neill is doing an excellent job. He's basically as soon as that unbelievably terrible manager with awful tactics, Scott Parker, got sacked. Do you know what? Gary O'Neill must have come in and thought, right, I'm going to have this, next couple of games, and then they'll get a manager in. But at the moment, there's no need to get a manager in because he's doing everything that Bournemouth fans would have dreamt of. After losing 9-0, they've, like you said, haven't lost, but also they've been playing some really nice football. And they're surprising team. They got beat 9-0, and everyone was expecting, oh, here we go, the whipping boys of the league, lose every week from this point. But they've been playing some nice football, and like you said, they probably deserve to beat Brentford, but just shut. I know people might say, here he goes again talking about Brentford, but I really just love the way Brentford play. And that's a brilliant result to get a point against Brentford from Bournemouth's point of view.
Yeah, it certainly is. The last meeting, obviously, I know that Brad is in the comments. Bournemouth actually beat Leicester by 4-1. This is obviously in the COVID season. This was when basically Soyuncu was sent off, and then Bournemouth somehow managed to win 4-1, which is very, very weird indeed. So obviously Leicester will be hoping for that, but this result, Leicester against Forest, this cannot be a one-off. They have to build on this now. They have to build on it. And obviously, with Top being at the ground the other night watching Leicester, you could see the togetherness from Leicester as well. The fans absolutely love Top as an owner. But it's now building that. It's now to build onto that. How do you see this going? Because I'm going to be honest, I think this is draw written all over it. I've actually gone for a 1-1 draw.
See, I agree with both sides of Bournemouth obviously being excellent since Gary O'Neill's come in. Leicester, I think, sorry to Brad or Chris if you're watching this, but that win for Leicester, I think the performance from Leicester got enhanced by the enormity of the game. Not just that Brendan was towards the end of his tenure, but it's an East Midlands derby at the King Power, first one in 20 years, I think, in a league game. So I think that gave them the extra bit of boost that they needed. And I think, like you said, I think they could be brought back down a bit. And I've actually gone for a shock. I've gone for Bournemouth 2, Leicester City 1.
Ooh.
I think Bournemouth could get this. They've looked really, like I said, they've looked really good. They've not just been getting results, but like you said, they are playing good football as well.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think it will be a very interesting game. I think not much between the sides anyway, but I think it will be a very intriguing clash. And rumour has it the worst Premier League keeper kept a clean sheet. To be fair, he had a good game. He had a very good game, Danny Wood, and I was happy for him because I think he's had too much criticism, knowing that he's just coming in to replace Kasper Schmeichel. He has had a lot of criticism recently, but I think he is a good goalkeeper. I'm just not sure if he's a number one yet. Bournemouth on Foxes 2. Not surprised, right?
He's never really been a number one, has he? So he's never really had that exposure, to be fair.
Only Aberdeen, if I seem to remember. Good morning.
Morecambe as well at the start.
Good morning, Mick. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Hope you're good, my friend. Good result for us last night. Steve Cooper is a legend. Marinakis is treating us like Olympiacos when they're in the Europa League. Completely different situation to us. Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Good morning to one of my new moderators, Elevator and Escalator fan, who's been with me since probably day one. So really good to see you, and yes, deserving of that moderator status as well.
Elevator.
Hello, Elevator. Hey, Elevator says it. Liz, thanks for having me. I think you meant moderator, but you are very, very welcome, my friend. You are very, very welcome as well. Gary O'Neill still unbeaten in his interim spell at Bournemouth. He deserved the job permanently, but I bet any $1 for McFlurry performances will drop when given the job permanently. That is the worry. That is the worry. That is the worry. Both teams starting to get the form back, but I'm going to edge it to Leicester 2-1, says Elevator. Interesting. England fans get Maddison on the plane. Southgate calls him Maguire instead. Yeah.
I don't mind. Me and you, Doug, we don't mind as a Scotsman and a Welshman. We don't mind if he takes Harry Maguire over Maddison.
No, absolutely not. No, he shouldn't start for England. It's only one game against the Forest side with a complete overhaul in the squad. I think the thing is with this, Maddison is one of the best players of the season so far for me. He's been really, really good. No, he's I think he should be a worth a chance.
It's so easy to say like Haaland or someone like that, but when you've got to take into consideration what's around him, and he's still performing with, let's be honest, with rubbish around him.
Oh, aye.
Leicester, so he's probably playing his best football I've ever seen James Maddison play, if I'm honest.
Yeah, me too. Les Golden going for 2-1 Leicester. I watched that game. Bournemouth were losing 1-0 at halftime, 1-4-1. I was really shocked. I know, I was as well. Bournemouth 1, Leicester 0, says Chris Welsh. Interesting. Hello, Cyber Leader. Good. How are you, my friend? Is Statman doing Prems with you today? It is tomorrow, but I will not be there because it is my wife's birthday tomorrow. So I will not be with Statman. Actually, I'm not with him this week, and I'm not with him next week either. So he'll probably have John or someone with that. But yeah, he will be either on his own or he will be with somebody else. Let me just say that. What are your thoughts on Liverpool's 2-0 win? It was good. We played well. Rangers didn't really throw a glove on us, if I'm being totally honest. They did have a couple of chances, but I always felt in that game we were going to get the 3 points anyway. I've always said, obviously, like our form as well. I think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst set up Rangers far, far too negatively last night. He played a back five. He played a back five. I just don't get Giovanni Van Bronckhorst at the moment as Rangers manager.
If you're Rangers against Liverpool, you go for that away from home. But no disrespect to Liverpool, but the form you've been in, you should be going there and attacking them. Not obviously physically, but you should just going forward rather than sitting back.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree with that. 1-1 Leicester Bournemouth, says Pan of Scouts. 2-1 Leicester, says Cyber Leader. To be honest, it was a one-off game for Leicester against us. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your game against Villa this week, and to be honest, I think you should be looking to win that because Villa are not in the best of form. Hello, Sebastian. Hope you're good. I'm not looking forward to the World Cup. Going to be ranting, says Chris. Maddison is really starting to get his form back. He's been amazing this season, despite Leicester being so poor. Yeah, that is very, very true. Oh, wow. Sebastian go for 3-0 Leicester.
I think it could happen, but like you said, with the momentum, but I just think they're going to get brought down.
I think so as well. I'm looking forward to the tournament. I'm not looking forward to watch my US team play shite. Trurez going for 2-0 Bournemouth. Happy early birthday to your beloved wife. Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you. Yeah, it's her birthday tomorrow, so she's very, very excited. Very excited. Hello to Sebastian and hello to Liz. I'll be sure to be C Shop winner in the World Cup is wide open, unpredictable. Yeah, I would agree. I said Liverpool win 2-0 against Rangers. Yes, I do remember that. What's happened to the Sean Dyche rumours is that Bournemouth is now they look dead and buried.
Yeah, he was on a podcast, wasn't he, Sean Dyche, a couple of weeks ago, and they mentioned about job openings, and he said at the moment he's pretty happy with what he's doing with stepping back from football for a little bit. So I don't think that was ever a serious rumour, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know. I was the same. We've got Anderlecht tomorrow. I'll tell you what, goalie got more points this week. Yeah, that's very, very true. Hello, Nicola. Fantastic result for Inter Milan last night. What a goal from Chanahoglu as well. Absolutely fantastic strike, that one. So, really, really good. That's you now on 6 points, I think it is. 6 points, because obviously you beat Pils and now you've beaten Barca. So, big game at the Nou Camp next week. Big game. You beat them. Then Barcelona looking at the Europa League yet again. I think Rangers might be much more fired up to win at Ibrox, but a win for us, and we are pretty much through. Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah. Elevator, same here. Fabianski, for me, got 7 points. Oh, that's good. I'm not jumping on the bench. Castle beating bang average team in all due respect. A poor league real tested on Sunday. Yeah, absolutely is. I'm very happy then to win. I bet you are. I'm starting to have questions whether we will win the group. Napoli look crazy. Destroyed Ajax 6-1 in their backyard. That is absolutely massive result. Absolutely massive result. Sean Dyche targeting Everton. Aston Villa jobs, in my opinion, he thinks he deserves better jobs. I think if Inter get a draw in Nou Camp, they might be through. Yeah, I think so as well. I'm very happy that Inter won. Good morning, Dan. A Liverpool fan and Newport fan on the stream. Sounds like the start of a poor dad joke, but it's happening. Hope you legends are well and happy early birthday to your wife. Thank you very much.
Come on, Stoke City.
Dan, how are you, mate, as well? So we will go, and thank you, True Red. I really appreciate that as well. So we will go on to the next game, which is Chelsea against Wolves. Now, well. Chelsea managed to get a 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. Conor Gallagher, of all people. I think it was kind of inevitable he was going to have a bit of an impact against Palace, and he scored. Wolves obviously got rid of Bruno Lage. Were you surprised by that, or did you see that one coming?
The sacking of Bruno.
Yeah,
I think it was on the cards. I mean, I said at the start of the season, based off on paper, they're a top 8 side with the squad they've got. They've got some excellent players. Guedes up front, Jimenez, Traore, Coutinho, Neves, the Mendes that they signed in the summer. They've got an unbelievable squad, and they should be getting a lot. Bruno Lage should be getting a lot more out of that squad. And I think it is the right decision to get rid of him. I think they could be looking at Ruben Amorim, or whatever his name is, from Sporting Lisbon as a potential new manager. And I generally think that was the correct decision. And I think, to be honest, if you want me to be brutally honest, I think it was a bit late. I think they should have done it a lot sooner than what they have done, because towards the end of last season they were struggling badly for form and on the beach from February, March time.
I have heard Lopetegui being mentioned as well.
Oh,
which he has actually said in the past that he has actually been very, very interested in the Wolves project. So that could be something. But would he leave it? Would he leave Sevilla though? That's the thing. But because let's be honest, Sevilla haven't been the exact best either. So I do think, if you look at it as well, I think Lopetegui, and obviously Ruben Amorim, who had a very bad night for Sporting last night. That game is very, very crazy. Let me just say that. But what I will say, I do think Lopetegui might be the one for Wolves as well. But whether or not it happens is another matter. Chelsea, I mean, Graham Potter getting his first win over Crystal Palace as a manager. He'll be happy with that.
He has a poor record against Palace, doesn't he?
He did.
Managerial,
especially as Brighton manager. I don't think he managed to beat them anyway. But the last time Chelsea or Wolves changed manager, the two actually met. And it was actually a 0-0 draw. So, and obviously Diego Costa is going back to Stamford Bridge. Yeah. He'll get a good reception anyway. But how do you see this one going? Because if it was at Wolves, maybe I would have given Wolves a win. But because it's at Stamford Bridge, I think it's going to be a Chelsea win.
See, I was on the same thinking of you. I think whether they get a new manager in or whether it's an interim by that point, because I don't know if there's any developments on a new manager or not. I was then thinking of new manager bounce, Wolves get a win, but like you said, is at Stamford Bridge. Yes, Chelsea look poor at times, but with the crowd behind them, with Graham Potter's first league game at Stamford Bridge, I just think that it's all in Chelsea's favour. They have got some good players. I know we criticise some of them, like Aubameyang, sometimes criticise Sterling at times. There's still players who can impact the game and players who can get you a goal. I just think Chelsea will have just too much quality. It will be a win, but I don't think it'll be comfortable. I think it'll be just 1-0. 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. 1-0 Chelsea. Yeah, to be honest, I was actually thinking that, and then I was thinking that it could. I've actually gone 2-0 Chelsea. I think they will. They'll come through in the end. Like each other stream, please. Thank you, Liz. I'm good, Cyber. How are you, buddy? If there is goal for thought, you have a legend in Douglas, and then you got a Mason. Oh. I've got to go the job centre at 12:15. Thank you, Cyber Lady, for tuning in. Hope that goes well for you. Elevator going for the same result as you, 1-0. Big up Dan, hope all is well. Yeah, Sebastian, Diego Costa back at the bridge. 2-1 Chelsea, says Panoff. Interesting. Chelsea won Wolves one, says Chris.
Seen quite a few with that.
Yeah. Noah Tawali, thank you very much, Shannon. I think you are new. If you are new, please consider subscribing. 2-0 Chelsea, he has gone. Sebastian's gone 1-1. Chelsea 2-1, says True Red. Hopefully Lingard doesn't score. We all hate him. Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great the other night. Take care, everyone. Right, this is for me. Awful start to the season and awful football, and they couldn't score at Blackpool amusements, never mind on a football pitch. That's very, very true, Chris. I think Lingard needs to retire. Agree, Oliver. Second season catching managers like Lage out. Yeah, that's true. Liz, I know why you've gone for that. Your hubby is a Wolves supporter, so I can understand that. 2-1 to Wolves. To be honest, I imagine your hubby will be pretty. I wonder how your hubby's feeling after Lage obviously getting sacked. Wolves have a good starting 11, but awful bench, lack of squad depth, and small squad. Yeah, Chelsea may rotate against Wolves because they have AC Milan today and next week. Oh, that's a good point. Have you guys heard this? Yet Bayern are now unbeaten in 31 games in the group stage after the 5-0 winner against Pilsen, surpassing Real Madrid, and 28 of those 31 have been wins. That is crazy.
I always say about Germans, though, like whether it's the national team or teams in continental competitions, Germany are just so efficient in group stages.
Yeah, absolutely. What's this? Early, I'm not really convinced by Chelsea, but fantastic one for Chelsea. Always good coming out of Palace with a win. It's like going to the dentist. Glad to be out of there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't say that. I'll go there next month.
Lingard is shite. Most of our signings I'm started to think is by Marinakis, not Steve Cooper. To me, it seems like Marinakis has blocked Cooper's book and just going crazy with things. That could be possible.
I don't think Steve Cooper would be after the likes of Willy Bolly and Serge Aurier. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Chelsea won 3-1 today against AC Milan, I think. And I think that'll be a 1-1 draw, to be honest. 1-0 either way. Sasha, hello. It will be the year 2050 and Liverpool starting Milner on a wheelchair.
Sashin, great.
I like that. Well, Chelsea haven't beaten Wolves in the last 4 games. Oh, aye, that's true. That is very, very true. Del Boy, what is the bleeding story? Good morning. Hope you are well. Hope you are very, very well indeed. So, the next game, Man City against Southampton. I mean, where do we start? I mean, 2 double hat. I don't think I've ever seen 2 double hat tricks in one game, which is mental. But Phil Foden and Erling Haaland, inevitable, absolutely inevitable. 14 goals already this season. He is just on some run. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. They're coming against the Southampton side. You could say this is Manchester City versus City B or City C, because most of Southampton's players have come from Manchester City. Surely this is only going to go one way.
Yeah, I mean, I said this to someone or I said this on Twitter or somewhere the other day, and I got absolutely pelted for it, and I'll still stand by it. I believe Erling Haaland has not played that good all season. Like, if you watch the way he's played, like during each game, take it each game by game, in all of those games, he's not been unbelievable. He's just doing what he needs to do. He's getting in the right place at the right time. He is being where City need him, and he's just profiting from the amount of chances they create. Someone said it, Jesus wouldn't have scored those goals, but realistically, the amount of chances that Man City get, me or you could go up front for Man City and we'd score 20 goals. But what he's doing is beyond, the assist for Foden, where he's skips it across the 6-yard box. It's just beautiful to watch. I hate to say it, but it's mesmerising, and he's on course to get 66 league goals this season, which is
crazy.
Really, and if he does that, it's going to take him 4 seasons to break Alan Shearer's record, which it's just absolutely is absolute levels. I've gone for an unbelievable victory in this one. You've said 2 double hat tricks on Sunday. If they would have played at 100%, it could have been about 6 or 7 double hat trick. 6 or 7 hat tricks. It could have been about 20-0 if they stayed. It really could have. If they stayed, the only reason we scored 3 goals was because they basically made 5 substitutions And Pep was like, "Don't go crazy, just sit back. We've won the game."
Yeah, they kind of just sort of.
Yeah, he just said.
I wouldn't say give up. I wouldn't say give up, but they allowed you to get some pressure onto them, and yeah, obviously, you get 3 goals as well. But yeah,
I'm going for a massive scoreline.
What are you going for?
I'll do it in reverse order to build up the suspense. Southampton 0, Manchester City 9.
9-0.
9-0 for Manchester City.
Oh my goodness!
I've said it on 2 streams now. 9-0. Haaland will score 5.
Haaland will score 5. Wow. Well, if that happens in my fantasy football team, I'll be very, very happy because he's my captain. I've gone for something slightly different. I've gone 5-2 to Manchester City.
To be fair, Southampton do have quite a decent record against Man City. Probably one of the best of all the teams in the league, apart from Crystal Palace.
It's like one of their bogey sides. It's one of their bogey sides as well. Dortmund through, though knocked out in the group stage last season in the 2080 World Cup. Germany going out to the groups.
In general with German teams, yeah.
Liverpool starting James Milner is like Rocky Balboa continues boxing. Hello, Race. Hope you're good. It's pronounced James freaking Milner. Yes, that is very true. Man City 5 Southampton 0. Man City 5 Southampton 0. Holland brace. Foden double. Man City 5 Southampton 0. Next, Reese. Man City 5 Southampton 0. Next, Hela's just got up. Shitty 4 Southampton 1. What game is next after Man City Southampton? Newcastle Brentford. Very true, Reese. Stupid dog woke me up. Pointless signings, I think, is Willy Bolly, Dennis, Aurier. Can't name them all because I'll run out of letters. Ha ha ha.
Christian Dennis is a decent signing. I like that signing, to be fair.
I like that as well. 5-2 City. I do think Southampton will score against City, though. I take that back. Don't forget Man City, Southampton drew each other in both games last season. Man City didn't beat Southampton last season. No, they didn't. Man, fucking dominant City 3, Southampton 0. We could see the first 10-0.
That's what I'm going to ask you, actually. Chris has brought up a big point. Do you see them, first of all, now on Man City, do you see them hitting 100 points again? And do you see them potentially breaking the 9-0, like Chris just mentioned, with Haaland in the team?
Possibly. Quite possibly. Yeah, we could easily see that. And Man City win 9-0, I think Haaland will score a double hat-trick.
If he scores 5 or 6, I'd give up. He would be on 20 goals after 9 games if he does that.
I don't know. Remember what happened last season? Yeah, I do know what happened last season. Last time Man City scored 9 was against Stoke City 5 years ago, sorry. Yeah, that's very true. Don't say that. I hate predicting Southampton games. Man City 8, Saints 0. City 6, Southampton 1. Everyone's going for the big City win. Man City win 10-0. That will be the record breaker.
1-0 now, Man City. 90th minute winner. Guaranteed.
Oh, imagine that as well. But yeah, the next game is Newcastle United against Brentford. Bit of a surprise, actually, Newcastle winning 4-1 at Fulham. I know Fulham were down to 10 men for a lot of that game, but I have to say they were very, very good in that game. Almiron, by the way. Almiron has just become one of those players who has taken a bit of time to get used to the Newcastle side. But he has been fantastic. I've been very, very impressed with him. Brentford, they're just plodding away. I don't think they're going to be in any relegation trouble whatsoever this season. I think they're a very, very good team, managed by a very good manager, and Thomas Frank as well. It is at St James's Park. I am going to go for a very narrow 2-1 win to Newcastle. I think they will sneak this one.
Yeah, it's the return of Ivan Toney as well, back at Newcastle. Obviously, he got...
of course, yeah.
Got released by Newcastle when he was a youngster, so he's going to be fired up for this one to, prove a point where why he should potentially still be at the club. I think, I know I'm going to get, he loves Brentford. I just love Brentford. I think they're an unbelievable club, unbelievable squad. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory for Brentford. Ivan Toney to score. I just think, he's been released by Newcastle. That's going to annoy him. He was in the England squad and Southgate refused to use him, so that's going to annoy him. He's just fired up, I think. And I see him, proving the data is wrong. 1-0 Brentford.
Well, no Brentford. Wow. With Holland, I can see them breaking the 100 points record. Well, to be honest, Foden and Haaland scored hat-tricks in one match. First time we've seen it in the Premier League. I think we have, yeah. And we could have beaten Bournemouth more than 10-0 if Salah took his chances. Yeah, that's very true. 2-2 draw for Newcastle Brentford, says Panoff. 2-0 Toon, says Top 10 Battles. Brad. 3-1 Newcastle, says Sebastian. 2-1 Newcastle, says Liz. Yeah. 1-1, says Chris, as does True Red. Oliver going 2-1 Newcastle. Isaac is injured, but still think Newcastle are going to win. There's talk he could be back, actually. Sebastian could potentially be back. Newcastle 2, Brentford 1. Last season, he said something like F Brentford. Yes, I do know that as well. And we'll move on to the evening game on Saturday because it is Brighton and Hove Albion against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Brighton, Trossard. I said it last week in my Brighton preview. Trossard is in the form of his life. He goes and gets a hat-trick at Anfield. Only Andre Arshavin was the last player to get a hat-trick against Liverpool at Anfield as an opposition player. So Trossard was very, very good. Brighton were very, very good. Tottenham, now obviously I did the watch-along for obviously Arsenal Tottenham. Tottenham were poor. Very poor. Apart from obviously Harry Kane scoring his customary goal against Arsenal and obviously the North London derby, I didn't think Tottenham were great. And Emerson Royale is an absolute liability as a right back. He's an absolute liability. It is the evening game. I think we could get a goal fest because we all know that Roberto De Zerbi, I should say, his teams like to attack. And I think there will be spaces to exploit in that Spurs side. I'm actually going to go for something very, very high scoring. I'm going Brighton 3, Tottenham 2.
Oh, interesting. Just to touch on the last two games, I think Brighton were they were very good. I think Liverpool were poor in that game at times. I'm not going to discredit Brighton because I think the performance they put in was excellent. Like you mentioned, Leandro Trossard is a special player, and if he doesn't go to the World Cup with Belgium, there's a real issue.
Something wrong there, yeah.
And I think with Thierry Henry, scouting a lot in the Premier League, I think, and obviously he's Roberto Martinez as assistant. I believe Trossard will go, but that was a great result for them. For Spurs, I still stand by the fact that that's not a red card. I know people massively disagree. I just still don't think it's a red card on from Emerson on Martinelli, but they were too defensive in that game. We've seen it in two derbies at the weekend. We saw it in the North London derby, and in the Manchester derby. Both away sides sat so far back, and probably the two informed teams in the league, Man City and Arsenal, both won those derbies. This one, I think I'm going to edge towards your thinking of a high-scoring game, but I think Spurs are going to bounce back. And yes, Brighton were excellent last week, but I think they played a poor Liverpool side, and again, another poor Spurs side at the moment in terms of form. But I do think they're going to come away with a victory, Spurs. I'm going to go for Brighton 1, Tottenham 3.
Brighton 1, Tottenham 3. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, you would expect Tottenham to bounce back. They were terrible against Frankfurt last night. Couldn't get the ball in the back of the net last night. So...
his interview, they asked him about why you're not playing Matt Doherty, and he went, "I'm not stupid. I don't want to lose."
Mm-hmm. I did say that. I know. I agree with Brighton 3, Spurs 1, says Sebastian. Chris Welsh going for Brighton 1, Tottenham 2. Elevator's got the same idea. Brighton 3, Tottenham 2. Trossard to score 2. Welbeck to get the winner. Kane and Son to score. I'm very, very tempted to actually put Trossard in my fantasy football team because he has been fantastic this season.
My mate took Leandro Trossard out at the weekend, and then he texts me, "Dickhead Trossard" or something like that. He goes and scores a hat-trick at Anfield.
2-1 to Brighton, says Panoff Scouse. Spurs have been bang average. I would agree with that, actually. I think they have been. Brighton 4, Spurs 2. Wow, that would be a bit of a goal fest. Brighton 2, Tottenham 1. Brentford is the perfect example of what we need to do this season for us. Just survive this season and progress and build slowly as a football club.
Yeah, Brighton have Brighton have been doing the building in the Championship and in League One. I think they were a Premier League team in the first season. They missed out on promotion when they lost to Fulham at the playoff final. I think they were Premier League ready then, and the second season in the Championship they were just brilliant. They just seemed like they're building with Frank. I think he will eventually leave for a bigger project, but at the moment, there's a good squad. I mean, they lost Christian Eriksen last season, and it hasn't affected them whatsoever.
No. Brighton 3, Spurs 2. So everyone seems to be going for Brighton wins. Brighton 3, Spurs 1. Brighton take the lead 1-0, then they get a second 2-0. Tottenham get 2 back, and then a last-minute Welbeck winner. Wow.
Former Arsenal man scoring against Spurs as well.
I know. I think Brighton were lucky, to be honest, to get a point off us. We came back from 2-0 to 3-2, then scored an equaliser from poor defending. You say that, but I thought Brighton should have been about 4 or 5 up at half time. If you want to be brutally honest, imagine if Brighton get Champions League football, that would be mad. But great to see.
I don't think it'll ever happen. True Red. These teams have just got small squads that they just fade away. We saw it with Leicester, saw it with West Ham. They just fade away at the end.
Yeah, it was a yellow card at best. He didn't go in with intent, but I think studs on the ankle give it a red. But I can't stand players when Dartinelli goes down holding face when contact was on the ankle. Yeah, I don't like that. I was obviously doing the watch along, and I thought at the time, I still think it is a red card because of the way he goes down on his ankle. I don't think you can do that, and obviously with VAR. But Anthony Taylor wanted to make it about himself again, and unfortunately, he is a terrible ref, Anthony Taylor.
He ruined that game. At 2-1, that game was still in the balance. I thought Spurs could have got from it, and then they go with Xhaka, and it's over at 3-1, isn't it?
Yeah. Hello, Terry. I'm good. How are you? Thank you very much for tuning in. Chaucer, as I like to call him, the Belgian. Haaland says, yeah, of course. Spurs are up and down team at times. Yeah.
It's doing awfully in the Champions League, haven't they? Absolutely awful.
I know. Yeah, I'm going to my first boxing event in London on Saturday, and now it's under threat as one of the boxers in the main event failed at drugs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Douglas, what was your Leicester prediction? I went for 1-1, Terry. I went for 1-1 this time. I do think you'll get something out of Bournemouth. Chris, that sucks. When Brighton went 2-0 up against us, I didn't watch the game anymore until the match I was watching was over, and then I checked and we tied 3 apiece. Yeah. Now we do have 4 games on Sunday. Can you believe it? 4 games on Sunday.
It's a Monday game as well, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah. So the 4 games on Sunday, and there's 1 Monday game. First of those is Crystal Palace against Leeds United. Crystal Palace were unlucky against Chelsea. They were very unlucky. Should Thiago Silva have been sent off?
Yes, 100%. That is a red card. Chelsea have got away with so many decisions already this season. The Thiago Silva red card, the Bowen goal against West Ham. It's just, I think it was Cornet. I think it was Bowen. Yeah, it was Bowen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But apparently Mendy came out after the game and said, no, there was definitely contact. I was fouled by Bowen. Absolute joker. Lost all respect from Edouard Mendy. I liked him at the start. When he first came in at Chelsea, he was doing bits for Senegal as well. Won them the AFCON. But after that, some of the things he's come out and said after games, even the Leeds game, he said he was fouled by Rodrigo as well. He's starting to make excuses for himself. 100% a red card from Thiago Silva, but as I say it and as I say it, the big 6 get the advantage, unfortunately.
Sinistra, red card for Leeds was very daft.
It's laughable. It is absolutely laughable. I've seen him in, when he was in the Eredivisie a few times, and he'd done that he'd done a few that last season. Just stupid decision. Like, go to take a quick throw in and just puts his foot up in the air to stop the quick throw in or stop the quick free kick. You've got 1 red card from Thiago Silva, which is just pathetic, and then you've got the other red card from Sinestro, which is just hilarious. That sums Leeds United up. Just
12 o'clock kickoff. This one, which is if you're up on a Sunday, then obviously good luck to you. I'm going to go for a narrow Palace one. I think because it's at Selhurst Park, I would give Palace the win. I think if it was at Elland Road, maybe give Leeds the win. But I'm going to go 1-0 to Vieira's side. I think they'll get the win here.
I think these early kickoffs are so harsh in terms of the distance. You got fans from Yorkshire got to go all the way down to London for a 12 o'clock kickoff and this rail strikes that weekend as well, which just makes it ridiculous. I really can't stand the Premier League and the FA and stuff like this for allowing stuff like this to happen, really. This should be a 3 o'clock, Saturday 3 o'clock game, really, or later on in Sunday. And
it should be.
Just for that reason, I'm going to go for a heavy home win because of the fact that Leeds may be, a bit fatigued with the travelling and stuff like that. So early on, I'm going to go Crystal Palace 3, Leeds United 0. I just don't see where Leeds are going to score goals at the moment.
3-0. Wow. Yeah, Bamford's looking a bit.
Sinestra's suspended now as well.
Sinestra suspended. Yeah, that was just
sort of dropped off. Brendan Harrison's dropped off.
As Liz says, hit that dang like button. Yeah, that's still bad. Still bad every time I do it. Spurs started with a 2-0 win against Marseille. Beat Sporting 4-1. Then lost 2-0 to Sporting. Now they drew 0-0. Spurs are just in very, very inconsistent form. Hi, Mike, as well, says Terry. 2-0 Palace, says Sebastian. Crystal Palace 1, Leeds United 0. I'd rather go grocery shopping rather than watch this. Yeah, that's true. Palace 3, Leeds 1, says Liz. 2-1 Palace, says Panoff. 2-1 Palace, says Reese Gaming Channel. Do you think Barcelona will get knocked out of the group stage again like last season? Yep.
I disagree. I think they're going to beat Inter Milan at the Nou Camp next week.
I think they'll be Inter. It'd be funny to see them go out again. Crystal Palace 2, Leeds 0. Wow. Palace 5, Leeds 0.
I couldn't really disagree with you, Brad. I just don't see where Leeds are going to score. All of these goals like 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, Palace. I just don't see where Leeds are going to score.
Brad, I won't remind you the last team Palace beat 5-0. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Please, Liverpool, burst Arsenal's bubble, make my weekend against the Gooner in-laws. We'll try our best. Why is Everton and Manchester United at 2 o'clock in America after the Arsenal? Yeah, what a strange time to have on a Sunday. 7 o'clock on a Sunday. Madness.
It's quarter to 8.
It's quarter to 8?
Quarter to 8, I believe, yeah. I think.
My gosh. Leeds no, Aston Villa no. Was the equivalent of watching YouTubers unboxing? Yeah, that was not. Palace could get an own goal. Yeah, it could easily be that.
Oh, it's 7. It's 7. Sorry, yeah.
There's 7.
There's a Saturday night game in a few weeks' time. Liverpool are playing
Leeds United a quarter to 8.
Yeah, that's what I start.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. West Ham against Fulham now. Mitrovic going off injured, and then obviously Fulham being down to 10 men, which was an absolutely disgusting challenge. I can't remember the guy's name now. Who got sent off, but West Ham
wasn't a Babu, was it?
It might have been actually. It might. Hang on, let me just. I could go back and check. Because that challenge was really awful challenge. I think it was on Almiron actually. So he's very, very lucky to obviously escape a serious injury. While that is loading, right, let me just go back.
Tell you what, you mentioned about Almiron earlier. He's the most cheerful guy in the league. He could get slammed to the floor by a challenge, and he gets up still smiling. I'm like.
No, it was Chalobah. Chalobah was sent off. West Ham, big 3 points against Wolves. I know obviously Wolves haven't been playing well, but West Ham just need to get wins. And obviously they did do that. It is at West Ham. If it was at Fulham, I might have gone for the Fulham victory. But because it's at West Ham, I'm going to give them the victory. I think that win against Wolves will definitely get them firing on all cylinders again. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Hammers in this one.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I think whether it's home or away, I'd see the same result. Personally, I see a West Ham victory. I think they've got Anderlecht in midweek or on Thursday, which I think they'll win that, which will be 2 wins on the bounce. Then I think they'll go into the Fulham game at home again. I think it's going to be a straightforward West Ham victory, 2-0 for me.
2-0 West Ham. 2-0 West Ham. Very, very interesting.
Pitch off injured. It's a big mess. He got a lot of important goals for them.
Oi, low blow, Douglas, low blow. I didn't mean to say that, but I didn't mean to say that. 3-1 West Ham. This season, the schedule changes have been whack. Yep. Chalobah. It was Chalobah. Now I do remember that. West Ham 1, Fulham 0. I expect West Ham to kick on now. They couldn't ask for a better team to get the 3 points from Wolves. It was Chalobah. Yeah. Jed Spence has, as at moment, made the worst move he could have made. Yeah, I don't think that's a Conte signing. I think that's a Levy signing. I think it is. West Ham 2, Wolves 0. West Ham 2, Fulham 0, sorry. Wolves. West Ham 0, Fulham 1. I think it'll be exciting and a lot of shots, and then Fulham just get that goal and win. Interesting. Was going for the same as me. 2-1 West Ham. 2-0 Fulham. Oh, interesting. 2-0 Fulham. Rejected One Direction member Jack Grealish staying quiet on Armstrong. Yeah, that is hilarious. Yeah. West Ham 1, Fulham 0. West Ham, in my opinion, will have a 100% record in the Conference League group. Yeah, I do think so as well. West Ham.
I think what will happen is what will happen in the Europa League. They'll win the first 5 games, and then final game of the group, they'll play the kids and lose like they did against Zagreb.
Yeah, they could do. West Ham 0, Fulham 1. Being very impressed with Fulham this season. Yeah, I have as well. Conte signing is Victor Moses at wing back. Yeah. Now, the Saturday, Super Sunday, 4:30. Arsenal against Liverpool. Now, whenever you predict these, you'd be like, oh, aye, Liverpool win. Liverpool win. This is a rejuvenated Arsenal side. Let me tell you that. Arsenal have been magnificent all season, barring that obviously one game against Manchester United where they kind of lost their way a little bit. Against Spurs, Granit Xhaka, one of the most improved players this season. Granit Xhaka. And he is looking more like a leader now. And this is the thing, Arsenal are playing him as a box-to-box midfielder. That's what he's always been. Not a central defensive midfielder like he was under like Emery or anywhere like that. He's been very, very good this season. Gabriel Jesus, fantastic. Saliba, absolutely fantastic. I am not looking forward to this game. Now, it is at the Emirates. If it was at Anfield, it might be a different matter. But because it's at the Emirates, I can't believe I'm doing this. I never back my team to lose. But the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, this is their big test. Whether or not they can do it is another matter. I'm going Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1.
Wow.
I very rarely back against my side, but Arsenal at the moment are playing fantastic football at the moment.
Yeah, just to touch on a few points. I mean, Saliba has probably been the best centre-back in the league. I don't think anyone would argue with that. Granit Xhaka, one thing I saw on Saturday in the North London derby, Arsenal go 1-0 up, and he calls the entire squad over.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's showing leadership.
That gave me goosebumps because I was like, wow. You know, you're looking at 2 years ago, this guy is telling, the Arsenal fans to go do one, basically. And now he's getting this whole squad reunited. And you look at the players on the bench. The players on the bench are just ready to get on. It's like what Man City is like. Man City, you have whoever's on the bench, they're just rearing to go. Alvarez, not Calvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, everyone who's on the bench just wants to get on, and that's what Arsenal are doing. I said it when Arteta first came in. I said he's going to play defensive football to grind out results until he can build the squad he wants. Because when you're under Pep Guardiola, you're not going to play 5 at the back. You don't.
No,
you don't
definitely not.
Play wing backs. Again, like you said, in previous fixtures gone by, this wouldn't even be a debate. This would be an easy away victory. But I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to have to go Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. I don't know. Well, I can't believe I'm saying it. I cannot believe I'm saying it.
I know. I'm not looking forward to this game. I think I'm actually out of the weekend anyway, so I will actually miss this game. But
Chris is going. Rest in peace, Chris.
I know. I did see that. Sebastian going 3-1 Arsenal. There you go. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2, says Elevator. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1, says Race Gaming Channel. Arsenal 4, Liverpool 2. And being serious and I'm being honest, I'm still not confident. First time I predicted this to lose in a long while. Me too, to be honest. Me too. 3-2 Liverpool, says Panoff. Douglas, I'm shocked. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 3.
Do you think this result, if you could go to the Emirates and beat the high-flying Arsenal, do you think that could give you the boost that you need? Obviously, you won in the Champions League at Anfield, which was under the lights. That's a given because that gives you that extra thing when you're playing at Anfield on a Champions League night.
I think if we were to win that game, then it would be a massive, massive boost, especially with obviously Rangers and then Man City next Sunday as well. So that's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy as well. Douglas, you let me down. Yeah, sorry, Oliver. I can't see us winning. Jesus to leave Liverpool fans praying. Arsenal 3, Liverpool 0.
I think they'll score.
Yeah, I won't watch this Liverpool game because I'll be at the Friends Arena probably. Granit Xhaka should be in the team of the season so far. Yeah, I've accused him before of there's a car crash. He's driving the car, but he has that regression of leadership. Is what you.
The thing is, like he's used his aggression in the right way. When he was playing as a CDM, he's too aggressive to play that role. You need someone as a CDM who's just confident, who's competent in that area. But he's so I don't know how to explain it. He's so aggressive as a leader. He's like a Roy Keane. He will literally go up to a player and say, "You've been awful. You've been pathetic in the game. This is what you need to do to improve." He's a changed man. Really is a changed man.
Yes, he's been fantastic. He has been absolutely fantastic. True, 2-0 Arsenal. Bonkers LFC. Hello. I think I've seen you before. Anyway, 3-1 Liverpool. The last time I predicted us to lose was the Napoli match. I said we would lose 2-1 and we lost 4-1. 100% Mike, this one will give us momentum. Yeah,
don't say it yet, Liz. You haven't won it yet, but
well, we will see. Now, this is a ground Manchester United have struggled in the past. They go to Goodison Park to face Everton. 7:00 kickoff. Yeah, but I hate to admit it, Everton under Lampard have actually improved. They have actually improved. They look a much, much solid unit now, which is mental to say under Frank Lampard. But to be fair, they are playing pretty well. They are coming against Manchester United. Did you give City too much respect at the weekend?
Yeah, look, one thing I will say before I say what I've got to say, because I think people might say, "Oh, look at him already turning against him," but Erik ten Hag has my full 120 billion% backing to take us forward. But I think he got it wrong Sunday. I think he was too, like you say, too kind. He was too too disrespectful. I wish he was. He was too respectful of Man City. He went there with the counter-attack game plan. That's what you've got to do as a Southampton, as a Crystal Palace, as an Everton. Yeah. When you want to be at that level, let's just be honest. We're nowhere near that level. I don't think anyone is. But when you want to be at that level, you've got to go there and just stamp your authority. If we go there, lose 5-3, but are constantly attacking them, you walk out of here and say, look, we attacked them for 90, or we attacked them for as much as we could, but they're just way better than us, and that's what. But we just didn't turn up until the last 20 when they took the foot off the gas.
Yeah, as I said, you did actually lose this game 1-0 last season against Everton. And obviously Lampard was manager at the time. How do you see this going? Because it's not an easy place to go to, Goodison Park.
Like Chris's comment, Casemiro has to start. And the more times that I'm seeing him not in the starting 11 is making me think this is not a Ten Hag signing. We've seen this so many times where the Glazers are on thin ice and then bang, 60, 70 million pound transfer. There you go. There's our backing. But I'm not going to talk about this because we'll be here all bloody night. We started it at 11:30. We'll be here till 11:30 at midnight at night. But I don't think that's his signing. But one thing I will say is if it's not his signing, he will still understand the importance of playing Casemiro, no matter if it's his signing or not. Ajax made a few signings that wasn't his, and he still played them. I don't think was typically his preferred signing, but he got the best out of him. I think that's what Ten Hag is. He will get the best out of what he's got. Again, for me, whether Man United fans are watching this and give me stick, I don't care. Cristiano Ronaldo has to be starting. Why you don't play him? I agree with Roy Keane. Everyone's saying it's pressing rubbish. Who cares? If you put that ball into the box, the man's got nearly 1,000 goals in his career. He's not going to worry about pressing when you've got wingers either side to do that job anyway. For me, Ronaldo, Casemiro start for me 100%. If that happens, I do think we're going to win quite comfortably. I still think we're going to win without them in the team. But like you said, Everton look good. They've got that Amadou Onana who's played really well in midfield.
Yeah, he's been good, yeah.
Connor Cody has come in and took the captain's armband. It's crazy stuff. Everton really looking good. All saying that, though, I'm going to go for the same scoreline as last season, but the other way around. Everton 0, Manchester United 1.
I've gone 2-1 Manchester United. I think you'll bounce back. I do think you'll bounce back. Wonder how negative Michael talks football is. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what Mike thinks. 2-1 Everton, says Sebastian. 1-0 Man United, says Chris. 0-0. Could easily be 0-0. Yeah, it's been on your stream a couple of times. I didn't know it. I didn't really recognise it. Everton Manchester United 2. I think United would be better, but best with a come from behind win.
We're better under Ten Hag to bounce back. We saw after the Brentford game, lost to Brentford, 1-4 on the spin. So I think I think he's got. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out in the media and says that Ten Hag made us run an extra 2 miles again, because he just seems like that type of coach. Because he was he's embarrassed after that on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone, Red Devils 2, Everton 0, Manchester United 2. Still can't believe Dominic Rich predicted us to win the league. Absolutely poor. Yeah, I know. I predicted City to win the league. And,
yeah. I forgot to mention.
Man United want the Glazers out. Everton, one of the winners of the transfer window. Solid signings in defence midfield, just like a proven goal scorer. Everton are going to be fine. Yeah, I think they are. Still don't rate Lampard as a Premier League manager, but they seem to always cause Manchester United problems last season. VAR stopping them winning Old Trafford last season. So I'm edging United 2-1.
I've always loved you, Brad.
What is your RB Leipzig Celtic prediction? Well. I am doing the watch along. 5:15 tonight. I will be doing that watch along. I think Leipzig will win that 3-1 maybe. I think.
I've gone for a shock. I'm not going to let you know. I'm going to let you know on the watch along, but I've gone for a shock.
Oh, interesting. I look forward to it. I show Speed has played more minutes than Ronaldo this year. Are Everton better on paper than on the pitch?
I'd say they're better on the pitch than paper.
I would agree.
Amadou Onana, you could say, what has he really done? You could say Anthony Gordon not lived up. He doesn't, not a big player, but like you said, I don't know how I'm saying it, but Frank Lampard is actually getting them to play well. Apparently, Rafael Varane is injured or maybe injured for the game on Thursday. So hopefully, I don't think he would play on Thursday anyway. So hopefully, he should be fully fit to come back on Sunday.
He should be. Right, the last game to preview and predict is this one, Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. I have got to be honest when I say this. This is not an easy game to predict. Villa, how can you not score against 10 men? That's the first bit. Forest, battered by Leicester. Absolutely battered. But they are keeping faith with Steve Cooper. Because of that, because it's at the City ground, I'm going to go for a very narrow Nottingham Forest win. I'm going to 1-0 Forest for this one.
I agree with you. I don't know how someone could predict this. This is awful. I mean, Villa could easily turn up and dampen Forest even more and dig them really further down, or Forest could bounce back from that win. I haven't predicted a single one on this stream until now. Nottingham Forest 0, Aston Villa 0.
0-0. Oh my days!
They don't look like they can score. None of them.
I mean, if a one-year chance goes in the back of the net, then I think it's a different game altogether.
None of them can score. None of them can score at the moment.
Villa are just poor. Very, very poor as well. Everton better on the pitch than the paper. Yeah, definitely. Nottingham Forest 2, Aston Villa 0. Afternoon, Aldo, hope you're good, mate. 0-0, he's gone. Doesn't surprise me. Aston Villa have no goals in the team. Nope. No, certainly don't. Lampard's doing well. Damn it.
Do you think Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings have sort of disappointed this season?
Very much so. Very much so. I was thinking that. 1-1 for Villa. 2-1 Forest. Forest 1, Villa 2. Jared, Forest 2, Villa 0.
I like that.
Race Gaming Arena has gone. Gaming Channel, sorry, has gone 0-0. Nottingham Forest 2, Aston Villa 1, and Forest 0, Villa 1. Well, there we go. There we go. Guys, that is all we have time for on the Prem Predictions show. Fantastic to get Mike on. It has been fantastic to get you on. And yeah, thank you very much for agreeing to do a very, very early morning show. But I really do appreciate you joining me. Just tell people they can find you.
Yeah, Mike Green on YouTube. There's going to be a mixed reaction on my stream at 3 p.m. because I will be going through the post-match reaction show of yesterday's pathetic shambles at Swindon. The Swindon shambles, I'm going to call it. Bit of alliteration there, but no, yeah, I'm live at 3 o'clock for that. So yeah, please make sure to tune in for that if you want to see some honest thoughts rather than some of the people on Facebook. Don't want to back the manager. But yeah, do subscribe to Doug. He is obviously live at 5:15 for RB Leipzig versus Celtic, where I've got an interesting prediction to have in the chat. So please make sure to tune in for that. And do subscribe to Doug. He's a great guy. So get those likes and subscribes in.
Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Imagine if there were more United fans and City fans today. I know. Take care. Thank you very much, Elevator. I'll obviously see you later. Thanks, Mike and Douglas. Thank you, Liz. Big up, fellas. Great stream. Thank you very much. Things guaranteed in life. Death, taxes, bills, and Newport not winning.
Yeah, tell him to piss off.
3-0 Celtic. Now, that's coming from a Rangers fan. Wow. That could be very, very interesting. I don't think it'll be 3-0. I don't think it'll be 3-0.
Aldo, being a Rangers fan, would have said like 4-5-0 Leipzig, but back in the Scottish boys, to be fair.
I know. There's Mike's YouTube there. So please go and subscribe to his channel. Cheers, lads. Thanks again, both Mike. Thank you very much, Reese. And 2-0 to Leipzig. So, Elevator, you should know this. My favourite Scottish team's Livingston. LIV? Yeah, enough said. But anyway, I will be back. I will be back at 5:15 for the live watch-along of RB Leipzig against Celtic. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you at 5:15 for RB Leipzig versus Celtic. Take care. Bye-bye for now.